And then this. What? Stop! Folks, welcome back to Based or Cringe. And we are going all out with this strat. This is gonna be an expensive one. It's gonna be card farming. We're gonna try a pilfering strat, but without box rolling. So we've done pilfering before, but it was usually rolling the boxes, rolling the div card boxes. And this time we're not doing that. We're just killing monsters the old-fashioned way and having loot drop on the ground. This is actually not a loot tile strategy. It is a ground loot strategy. And I miss being able to properly farm cards in this game, like back when that was a thing. And then they turned that up to 11 with Necropolis League. And that we had that for one league, and then ever since then, card farming has been in a pretty bad state. It's basically only from boxes, but maybe with this buffed Divination Scarab of Plenty, I think this came out at 600% increased, and then they tuned it up to 800, and now it's 1,000% increased chance to drop div cards. Basically, there's gonna be a bunch of these extra Plenty packs in the map, which have 1,000% increased chance to drop div cards. And then we're gonna jam pack all of those into the boss. So what this Pilfering Scarab does is that whenever a card drops, it gets eaten by the Scarab and gets put into the map boss. And when you kill the map boss, all the cards drop and they double. So that's the strat. We're clearing the map, killing all these Plenty packs, jam packing them into the boss, and then killing the boss. And there's some card explosions. Now, I'm gonna run beach map. Of course, I scried Defiled Cathedral into the beach map because it drops the Apothecary, which is a really rare but really expensive card, Mage Blood, and 7 Years Bad Luck, which is a very nice supplementary card, Mirror Shard card, 13. We're running Beach map, which drops Abomination map. You can run this on Dunes, which drops Fortress. It's a little better. If your build is really weak, then you should run Mausoleum. You can scry everything to anywhere, so you can pick your map of choice. Mausoleum is really slow on the boss, so you have to wait for it to activate, but it's a really easy zombie, slow-walking zombie boss. We've done the previous strats on that, but apparently here you're not finding that many cards. So you're just kind of fishing for the good ones because you're not getting a whole bunch of random cards which make the boss harder. You're only getting the ones that actually drop from the map. You're not, opening 10 div boxes and jam packing all those stupid random bad cards into the boss. So it should be way faster. And you also don't have to run the map like twice, roll the boxes and then open them and then go to the slow boss. I'm doing 100 map sample size this time because Apothecary is really rare and we might even not get one in 100 maps still. So we'll see if the 100 map sample size works. I have also used div card chisels on all of these. So all of these have 100% more divination cards. And then I rolled them to 40% pack size or higher. And then I exalted them to full 6 mod. To save some currency, I split the maps. So I bought 50 maps and then I split them to make it 100. I will explain how and why I did that now. So how do we craft these maps? These are all chiseled up for more divination cards. So 4 div card chisels on each. And they are T16.5 beaches. And then we spend a 7C beast, Phenomenal Plagued Arachnid, and we split them in 2. They will keep the chisel, okay? So you go, you put it in, you type split in 2, and now instead of 1 map, you have 2 maps, and you saved 65C for 7C cost. That's how you make these maps. Printing. We spent a lot on this strat, so we gotta get some big card explosions, and we might not get that, so we might actually lose money on this one, which would be exciting, I guess, since ground loot is not in a great state this league, and this is a ground loot strategy. Maybe we just need to get really lucky. So the tree looks like this. I went for red altars. You should probably go blue. It's a little bit more quant than div dupe. Actually, I think div dupe is equal, but doesn't matter. It's not that important. I just like the red altars. It's easier to handle, and I don't have to worry about the charges. I put Beyond on the tree, and I put Swarming Hive, which is followers of Katash. They drop div cards, 100% increased chance to be follower Katash, and 30% more div cards from Beyond. And then we have 100% Beyond, we have some Scarab chance, we have some Shrines, we have some Quant, we have all the increased effective mods, of course. We have Quant Shrine, which again, this is a ground loot strat, so you want the Quant Shrine. And we put Bismuth. We're gonna put Bismuth on the map device, or Settlers rather, and then we click the Bismuth. When you kill the rares, you know, they have more modifiers, they are more rewarding, maybe they drop more cards, maybe the Beyond drops more cards with that, who knows, I don't know. We'll do Bismuth, otherwise you could do Ritual and run the maps twice, and if the plenty packs spawn in the Ritual circle, you res them with the Ritual, but then you have to run every map twice. It's like kind of annoying. I don't want to spend that much time in these maps, we're already doing 100, so that's the strat. And of course, as always, empty tabs, track the loot, blah blah blah. I'll put some chaos here for the map device. Track the gold, of course. Correct atlas, correct map device, correct map. Is there any mod I can't do? I haven't considered that. I have not looked at any mods I've ran. I've only looked at 40% pack size and nothing else. I didn't filter anything. Is that bad? We'll find out. Okay, I'm coming back for this. Oh my god, I think I tanked an explosion. That's chill. It's chill, it's chill. Divine. Okay. Second map, raw div drop, guys. We're ground loot juicing, except we're only ground loot juicing for cards, so we shouldn't really be getting a lot of divs, but we got one. That's better than 0. It's working. Although these maps are really fucking expensive. Okay, why is there 1,000,000 Elder explosions? Oh my god. Okay. Domination of Terrors is now tinging. Very cool. New Scarab, actually 1 div. We are invested a little bit into Scarabs, and we have even the Domination Scarabs and the Ambush Scarabs. So it is likely we'll get some of those, especially if the map happens to have a Scarab roll. I did a single map yesterday and it had all of your apothecaries. What? No, why did you do that? I need those. They're supposed to be on my maps. Oh, there. Bismuth. Boom. Huge. Okay, get out. We have acquired the Bismuth. Now we extract. Now we extract some cards. Okay, so the gameplay is as follows. Dinosaurs. We run to the Bismuth to make the blue and rare mobs have an extra modifier. Shut up. That's what the Bismuth does. And then we go back and clear the rest of the map. We click the Quant altars, we click the Quant Shrine, we click Div Dupe altars, and any extra random altars that gives like extra, you know, like extra cards that drop from the boss or whatever, they could get duped. I am running every single map mod in the game, so unfortunately these maps are pretty rippy, but that's okay, I guess. It's a pretty chunky character. It's been fine so far. I die anywhere from 0 to 2 times per map, depending on the mods. And when the map is clear, we go boss, and it's not the box strat, so the boss has like 18 cards, just dies instantly. Sometimes drops an abomination map and a whole bunch of journalist cards, which are worthless, but I'm looting them for data, you know, if you want to compare relative weighting of those cards to apothecaries to see if, you know, how many we should have gotten or could have gotten or not gotten at the end of this. So that's the gameplay loop. Next map. Guys, how much are we losing if we don't get a single 7 years bad luck and a single apothecary? Nothing. That would be pretty bad, right? It's very possible. It's actually somewhat likely. Quant here, and then this. What? Stop! What? That's my first solo mirror! No fucking way! What? Yo! 15,000 hours later. It happened. Oh my god, this thread is so good, guys. That's at least 10 div an hour. No way. I can't. Do we count that? That counts. That counts. That counts for sure. It's a card farming strat. What? Yo. Oh my god. Boom. That's a lot of journalists. How many? 34 journalists. That's a White House press conference. Update, guys, there was a little mistake. I ran 4 maps out of the 100, so it's not the end of the world, with the wrong atlas. It's a pretty similar atlas, actually. We just have a bit more maps. We're missing the Beyond. So I was basically missing Beyond for 4 maps, and the rest of the tree is actually very similar. It's just full Red Altar, Shrine, Scarab. Just had more map drops. I don't know if we got any more map drops, but whatever. And I respect 1 point to add thorough exploration for the rest of the 81 maps left, I think, because maybe we'll get some yellow juice on the boss and that'll increase his quant and that'll give us more cards. I don't know. It's probably worth 1 point, so I'm respecting that. Guys, I have the worst news. I found a hive, and because this could also drop cards, we have to do it. So I will do it. I will stand here and do the breach, and then we'll get some rewards at the end of the map. 3 maps, 2 div, you're probably losing money. Oh, something tinged. A divine orb. Whoa, yo, where are these things coming from? The things are back. Okay, watch this. 24 cards from the boss. This is gonna be insane. I'm dead. It was just a build-up for the insane loot explosion that will inevitably follow. Look at that. I'm dead. Okay, let's find the Ambush Scarab of Containment. And then let's find the the Bismuth. There is no Bismuth. I sleep. No. Guys, I have made the executive decision to not run more hives. I can't. I don't want to, so I'm not going to. That's it. No hives. We skip. If there is no apothecary, that's the reason. It's because we skip the hives after like map number 30. I don't want to do more hives. I will fall asleep. Okay, the question was asked, why did I pick beach map? It's because the boss makes this relaxing sound when you kill him. Ooh. Let me click. Yes. Okay, we got Bismuth instantly. That's nice. Divine. There's considerably more things than in some of the previous strats. But I mean, it makes sense. These are T16.5s with pretty high back size and quant. And we're clicking some stuff like Bismuth. Final boss drops 2 divination cards. Say no more. Ding? What? Where? How? Where is it? Neurons are firing. Another divine. 2 rod of this map. Alright. 27 cards. That's gotta be it. That's it, guys. It's journalists. Every time. Some people like the crafting thing with the tree. 2 7 years bad luck. Okay. That's our first good card drop. That's 1.3 div each, or 1.8, 1.5, let's say. So it's 3 div. That doesn't pay for much. It pays for a couple of maps. But it's something. The things are starting. Over halfway done. Doing 45 cards and none of them are good. Guys, this is not looking good. Except for the mirror. This is it. Yes, we bricked the map. It happened. Okay, I lost 6 portals on this map. Minus 129 fire res. Minus 83 chaos res. That's what it took. Fizz's extra fire. Fizz's extra 300 random element. Tentacle fiends. That's what it took. We did it. That was the apothecary for sure. Map number 70, 80 or 73 or something was the first brick. This is it. The juiciest boss ever. 13 cards. Guys, we had 60% div dupe on this in the quant altar. And we got 13 cards. Not looking good. 13 monsters left. That sounds like 13 cards in the boss. It's actually 13 cards on the boss. Oh, 7 years. Okay. 13 cards was enough for 2 7 years. Okay, we got 4 7 years total so far. Still no apothecary. And we are approaching the end. We are down to the last 20 maps. Using my illusion of free will. Yo! Okay. That was close. 2 maps left. Okay. Nice. Okay, I think we're in the green. In map number 97, 2 apothecary, 1 monster left. It's the boss. Absolute full clear on the last one. 6 cards in the boss. What? 6 cards? How? That's so bad. 6 apothecaries. Okay, we are done with 100 maps. That's a big sample size, not really for a apothecary, but it's bigger than usual. We got this, 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 and this, and this. So I'm gonna sort that and be back with pricing. Guys, we're back, and we got this, and this many maps, and this many special maps, this much currency. You notice something is missing. We'll get back to that later. Some scarabs, and most importantly, the cards. We got 3,209 journalist cards. Now, for the first couple of maps, I wasn't showing the stacks of 2 journalists because it's a too small stack. So I was only showing 4, 6, 8, or 10. So we're missing, we did the math early. We're missing about 10 to 15 journalists from the stack because of that, or 10 to 16. It can only be even number. So, you know, a little bit more, 3,220 or something. Most importantly though, we found 4 7 years bedlocks and 2 apothecaries. This lines up, this 2 apothecaries perfectly lines up with the card weights. So there's a sheet out there that's maintained by Prohibited Library. It's a Discord for lots of PoE science. And this is the current card weightings for stack decks. So based on stack decks, they figure out what's the card weighting. You can also look at gold on Faustus and stuff, but based on this, if you search for journalists, the journalist card weighting is 11,057, and the apothecary card weighting is 7. So if we do a little backwards calculation with, of course, our good friend, the Windows calculator, 11,057 weighting for journalist divided by 7 for the apothecary. So for every 1,579 journalists, you should expect an apothecary drop. Now we're running a pilfering strat, so everything is doubled. So for every 3,159 journalists on average, you should expect 2 apothecary cards, which is exactly what we got. Now, we didn't get so lucky on the, well, this is not lucky, this is average. We didn't get the average numbers for our 7 years. So for 7 years bad luck, that's a weighting of 37 right now. So for every 300-ish journalists, you should expect a 7 years bad luck. So we should have gotten 10 or 11 7 years bad lucks with the amount of journalists we got, and we only got 4. So slightly unlucky on the 7 years, but thankfully we got the 2 apothecaries right on cue on the final few maps, so that was very nice. And now we're gonna start pricing things. To make this short, of course, I've already written down a whole bunch of stuff, so we're just gonna add it up. If you're interested in the whole pricing, it's always in the VOD if you're gonna wanna see how I price things, but it's pretty straightforward. So we got a bunch of maps, contracts, blueprints, other maps, special maps. We found 1 big cluster jewel, which is 600 C-ish. It's an 84-12 passive claw jewel. People are using this, pretty meta. It's the 1 good cluster I found. Now, we ran 100 maps with Delion, so, you know, you can expect some good clusters. We found 1. It's not bad. And then, of course, I priced my Scarab tab with the bulk selling at 85% PoE ninja value, and that's 2,380 C in Scarabs. We actually got quite a few Ting Scarabs. We got some Horn of Awakening, Pandemonium, some Terrors, some 1 Containment, 1 Catalyzing Ultimatum. So we got some good Scarabs, but we're doing it at 85% PoE ninja price as usual. So let's add these up. And 2,380 for the Scarabs. So we are up 5,770 C. However, we didn't take out our investment yet. And that was very rough. Our investment was very rough, okay? Let's open up a second calculator. A second calculator just hit the second monitor. We have spent 40 C per Scarab per map. We have spent 38 C per map on the map and splitting and the chisels, the card chisels. We have also spent 90 exalts, slamming them to full, and also 5 divines on just scour alking them to 40 plus pack size. Let's add that because this is a per map, this is a total. So I'm gonna do 90x is 900 C, and 5 div is, it was 150 at a time, so 750 divided by 50, or sorry, 100. So we spent 16.5 C per map on rolling. So we spent 94.5 C per map, 5 C on map device also. So we spent 100 C per map, right? So 100 C times 100 maps, that's 10,000 C. Very clear investment. So we are at a negative 4,200 C right now. However, of course, we have the currency tab and most importantly this tab with the 2 apothecaries to price. So let's go to Wealthy Exile. Currency tab, base store Cringe tab. How much did we make? 130 div. How much is that in chaos? Right now it's 152. That is 19,760 chaos. So total we made 15,530 C profit. That is 102 div over 100 maps. That's 1 div per map, average profit. Okay, this does not include the card tab, so there's some annulment cards here, and of course 3,200 journalists, which I'm not going to turn in. There is some other random cards here, but probably nothing with great value. I haven't Wealthy exiled it, but there's like a Great Wolf card here. The rest is worthless. So that's some good numbers. Now, how long did it take to run? It took 30 minutes to run 10 maps. So that's 5 hours. However, sometimes I ran an Affliction, sometimes I did a Blight. I even went into a Hive here and there, like at the start, like once or twice. So we'll say it took 5.5 hours to run. So over 5.5 hours is 18.5 div per hour. So that's what we got, over 100 maps, with the Apothecary dropping on average, and with slightly less than average 7 years bad luck. That is pretty good. Scarabs went up a little bit, but that does not make the input cost go up that much. Even if you like double the Scarab price, it's not too bad, I think. Let's do some alternative calculations, of course, because, you know, what if you don't get the Apothecary? How much of this 100 div profit is the 2 Apothecaries? They are currently 45 div. So if we take away 90 div, We made 12 div in 5 hours. So, you know, you kind of need to get the apothecary, of course. But I mean, that makes sense, right? We scried a map with a lot of good value rare cards, the apothecary and 7 years. So if you don't get those cards, you're basically losing money or barely sustaining. But you can scry something much more chill, like a dunes, or just run it on a dunes, and then you just farm fortunate cards, right? You can always farm this. It's very consistent. Divine cards just drop all the time. And then you can turn in a billion acclimatization, alteration cards if you want to spend your time like that. But yeah, I mean, this is a high investment, high value chasing strategy. If you don't get the apothecary, you just keep running until you do. And then you'll break even, or not break even, but make a lot when you get 2 apothecaries. We farmed a lot of gold. Over 100 maps, that's 43,400 gold per map on average. Very good gold. You're killing a lot of blue monsters. I think there is an opportunity. There's also a little bit of extra. I have some low value, couple of chaos things listed here. I just rolled an Astromantis that also came from the strat, so plus 30C, you know. There is an alternative Scarab, I think. If you drop one of the plenties, there's an argument to be made. Run one less plenty and maybe run a lineage for 40% magic pack size. You're already running high pack size maps, but maybe this with 3 other plenty Scarabs is more of the mobs than just adding one more plenty. I'm not sure. It's probably about the same or pretty similar. Maybe the Scarab is cheaper. Try it out, see how it feels. Maybe you get different results. But just wanted to mention that. The strat is kind of fun. The maps are fast. You're not running around like the old Pilfering strat, like rolling the boxes and you know, running the map multiple times for altars and boxes, and then like waiting for the mausoleum boss to activate for ages, and then looting a whole bunch of really bad cards. I looted the journalist because I wanted to compare with the data, like the, you know, the average drops with the card weightings. It's a pretty expensive strat. It doesn't require like crazy strong character. You can always roll the maps easier. I just rolled them to 40 pack size and I didn't look at any mods, so I was literally running minus max pen, Elder Explosion, Shaper Beams, everything, like dangerous stuff, but it was fine. I bricked one map actually. I bricked one map in 100, somewhere like 70 maps in. I was just inting into Elder Explosions with Physis Extra, multi 100 element. And I lost one map, so this was actually only 99 maps. So maybe that map had 4 more apothecaries and 16 more 7 years bad lucks. Who knows? Probably not, you know, but, you know, minus 1 map. But yeah, the strat's fun. I've had fun. Hopefully you had fun watching. There is an elephant in the room, and the elephant is hiding behind the camera here. And that is the Mirror of Kalander, which we also found. So what if you find a mirror, then how much do you make? 542 divines more. That's 644 div pure profit. Over 5.5 hours, that's 117 div per hour. That's pretty good.